Just giving them the business.
Welcome to the Five Arms and a Lucky Finn podcast. I am your host, Brendan McCormick, with my partners, Jason Ide, aka Lucky Finn, and David Soloway, aka Viral Sensation. He is for the people are for him. Guys, I was just in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I tell you what, these people know how to party. I'm telling you, the town shuts down. There's nothing else in this town but the Green Bay Packers. You walk up, people are just handing you alcohol left and right, shots, beer, seltzers, whatever you want,
I
they
like
got
that.
it. And they had this like ski shot thing that I did with Mackenzie. And,
Shot ski. Hell yeah.
yeah. But it was like this
Wait.
apple pie stuff with like Everclear. It was dangerous. It was dangerous. But a time was had in Green Bay. Had an awesome time. Just wanted to shout it out. Obviously, we're not talking about the NFL. Talking about college football. Week
Was
11.
it cold there?
It was freezing, first of all. It
Was
was
it actually
freezing.
freezing, or was it just your soft Texas ass?
It could have been my soft Texas ass. I mean,
Okay.
but it was 16 degrees and it felt like 6, I believe, with the wind chill.
Oh, no, that's cold.
Oh, that's freezing. Yeah.
So
I think that's what
luckily-
David was meaning.
Luckily, there wasn't more wind, or else it would have been a lot worse. And then there was a Texas Tech alum in front of us, and she was awesome. Talked with her about Texas Tech. I live in Lubbock, for those that don't know. So that was cool. My in-laws talking to her, and obviously have some alumni from Texas Tech because my sister-in-law went there, Reckham, and so we're talking about the game and BYU. Obviously, we'll talk into that. But what a time in Lubbock. Game day was had. Obviously, Kirk Herbstreit couldn't talk enough about Lubbock. So that was interesting. But college football week 11 recap. Excited to dive into it. And just released the college football playoff bracket. And BYU is out. And somehow Miami is the representative for the ACC. David, you have some bone to pick, and I feel like Jason's going to chime in as well on this.
Yeah, not a bone to pick so much as the graphic that ESPN's putting out has Miami as the ACC representative, but like we were talking about pre-show, it's almost impossible for them to be the ACC conference champion at this point. So they're not going to get that auto bid from being the conference champion. Now, they could still get in there as an at-large. They're number 15 in the actual rankings. But the ACC is interesting because the most likely teams right now to win it are Duke and Georgia Tech. Duke has 4 losses. If Duke wins the ACC, our 5 auto bids are going to be the Big 10, the Big 12, the SEC, the American, and James Madison. And I don't think people are ready to live in that world where the ACC doesn't get a seat at the table. But it's like, I don't want to say likely, but it's looking more and more likely with each passing week.
I mean,
do we think? Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, is it going to come to a point where the ACC did what the Pac-12 did?
Where they disband?
Disband?
I mean, their top schools have been trying to leave ever since the whole Pac-12 thing happened. Florida State wanted to get out. North Carolina was looking out. Like, it's possible. I don't want it to happen, but it's possible.
I was gonna say, so let's think about a scenario here. Miami goes 10-2. Notre Dame's 10-2. Miami beats Notre Dame. Miami doesn't win the ACC. Should they get an at-large bid over Notre Dame if they're both 10-2?
This is where it gets very, very difficult, because I personally think, yes, the games on the field should matter, and they have a head-to-head game where Miami won. But Miami's 2 losses are significantly worse than Notre Dame's 2 losses. because Notre Dame's are to Texas A&M, the number 3 team in the country, and Miami, who is 15 currently, but by then they could be top 10, But their losses are at home to Louisville and at SMU. Louisville, fine year. SMU, not that great this year.
No.
Yeah. They're 2 losses.
I don't know. I like head to head, so I would take Miami if I was on the committee. But based on the way they've been ranked so far, I don't think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, I think the other thing that's interesting, if we think about the top 25 as a whole, if Duke were to win the ACC and you're dealing with those 2 auto bids coming from group of 5 conferences, what if one of those teams isn't ranked, right? I know they'll still get in, but everybody's back and forth is going to be, well, the committee's just going to throw Duke in there because the ACC is more deserving than a group of the Sun Belt, for example. So
yeah,
definitely interesting.
The Sun Belt doesn't get any love, man. I know we love Maction, and I love Maction myself, but there's some talent in the Sun Belt, man.
Sun Belt, baby.
Like, I mean, shout out to Sun Belt Syndicate. That if you guys want to get anything from the Sun Belt Conference, they actually follow us and they create good content. I've always enjoyed their posts. So if you guys want to check out them, they're really fun on the Sun Belt Conference. But I really feel like James Madison, man, if they keep winning, I mean, is there a chance that they could pull an upset if they make it? Is there even a chance a group of 5 could make some noise? I think there is. I think there could be.
They're 8-1. They go 11-1. I mean, they would be in, to me, over South Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, and James Madison's only loss is at Louisville by 14 on a Friday night. Like, decent
I remember
loss.
that game.
Yeah, and they played 2 quarterbacks the whole game, and they just never got in a rhythm. But they were right there in that game for a lot of it. So I think they have a decent resume, but they're not ranked currently. So it makes me think that the committee doesn't respect them, even if they win out. I mean, it's not like they're going to get a quality win over the next 3 games.
Didn't they do that a couple, or was it several years ago now, to where they went undefeated, and because it was their first year joining the FBS and they couldn't get any good bowl game?
Yeah, I don't think they were undefeated, but because I think in the first 2 years in football, you're not allowed to play in the postseason when you transition from FCS to FBS.
And Missouri State's balling out in a Conference USA. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. They
are. They're what, like 6-3?
Yeah. Shout out Dalton Franks, man.
Not going to get to go to a bowl. Brutal.
Ryan Beard and company. Ryan Beard's the coach, and I love what he's building.
He could be due for something this offseason.
I believe Petrino's son is the OC there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then Dalton Franks, our guy, linebackers coach, first ever interview we did. Just want to shout out him. And man, what Missouri State's doing. Have you guys seen the picture too of the urinals looking out towards the end zone? Talk about how stadiums are set up back in the day. That is some ingenuity.
I did see
wish
that.
I could show the picture, but it's definitely on X if you look it up. I think Bussin' with the Boys even retweeted it. It's actually really funny. But yeah, man, proud of what the Bearcats are doing, man, and they're the Bears, not Bearcats, Bears in their first season. Apologize on that.
So did someone say Bearcats?
Really cool.
Did someone say Bearcats?
Yeah.
You see this
For
jersey
those of
right
you
here?
that don't know, me and David had a bet, and it was between
what was that bet?
I had Iowa State beating Cincinnati. I don't know why I would ever go against a former Hoosier and Brendan Sorsby. But we bet jerseys, and David has a nice Brendan Sorsby Cincinnati jersey. It looks really good. It wasn't cheap. I could have bought a cheap one from China, and could have waited 4 months to get it shipped.
Legit, man.
I know, man. I stepped up. I'm a man of my word, and shipped it right to his house. Purchased it on Rally House. Shout out, not a sponsor, but they have good stuff. And David's like, "Oh, you didn't have to do that," and I was like, "Nope. Man of my word. Man of
I
my word,
appreciate
David.
it, man.
Yep.
Iowa
that-
State,
yeah.
that loss to Cincinnati, you were so high on Iowa State. You were Iowa State's #1 guy.
I really was.
They lost 4 games in a row, including to
I know.
Colorado. Colorado is one of the worst Power 4 teams in football.
It was bad, man.
Tough.
Really bad. But to get back on track here, Week 11 recap. Memphis and Tulane. What a Friday night showdown that was, and a shootout. It was a lot of fun to watch the highlights of this one. Really felt like it could have went either way throughout the game. But Tulane and Retzloff was able to sling the rock. What's your guys' takeaway on this one?
Yeah, I expected this game to be a high scoring game, and then it just was that. We were talking about it before, Brendan, about the defenses of both these teams being a little subpar at times, especially against the pass, and that showed up on Friday night. I was really excited for this game, just being a Friday night game. We saw the South Florida North Texas game on a Friday night, and that was a good game, other than it being a blowout. It was cool because it was a sold out crowd at North Texas. I think it was their first sold out crowd, so it's cool to see the American get the Friday night games, kind of like the Maction does in their Tuesday night games.
Yeah.
But I think this game kind of went as I would have thought as far as the scoring goes. I definitely did think Memphis was going to pull it out, just being at home. I thought they had the upper hand. Also, them being like right on the cusp of making the playoff. You're playing for a lot right now, but
Yeah.
I think the better quarterback was on the Tulane side, and that showed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, I totally agree. Retzloff really shocked me on the highlights. Some of the throws that he was making. I mean, he was making 40-yard throws, making it look easy. And I don't think, he threw for 332 yards, guys. I mean, that's quite a few. I mean, I know obviously back in the day people threw for more, but I mean, 3 touchdowns, like he was slinging the rock, and some of the throws and his receivers were making. But what I worry about with them, and me and Jason were talking about it, was their defense. Their defense looks really lost at times, and the only way they can get pressure is if they send a corner blitz. And if you're sending a corner blitz, that quarterback's going to read that and just throw a quick pass, and it's a first down or over the top. So, it's they just got to figure that out. But I feel like they could definitely maybe make a run at it, but they just got to keep winning. Lester Ricard actually came on the podcast, and he's a former Tulane quarterback, so shout out him. But roll mother effing wave, baby. Roll the wave. David, what's your take on this game?
Yeah, big win for Tulane. They tried to blow it at the end. They had a big lead going into the fourth.
They did.
And Memphis had a couple different drives with a chance to go down the field and score and possibly take the lead. But yeah, I think Tulane is a real threat. I think right now, as long as they win out, they're going to be in the American championship game, which will be, that's their chance at making the playoff. And I think Retzlaff, you were asking earlier, is there a chance one of these Group of 5 teams makes a run in the playoff? Tulane could. They definitely could. I mean, they played Ole Miss earlier this year and got blown out.
Yeah.
Wasn't close really the whole time, but maybe they use that experience against a top 5, top 10 caliber team and regroup
They did beat
for the
Duke.
playoff, and they beat Duke.
Yeah,
And Duke's about to be the ACC champion. So
I know.
I think Tulane's legit. They have a shot at knocking someone off.
Maybe they just weren't ready for that game.
Their bad loss though was to UTSA.
Right.
Yeah, I saw
it's
that.
A bad
loss.
That game hurts them.
But put your guys' shoes in the players' shoes. If everyone's talking about your head coach possibly leaving and going to the LSU Tigers,
put my shoes in the players' shoes. Go ahead.
Put yourself in their shoes, though. You guys know what I mean. Gosh,
I know.
I'm a little tired. Sorry, guys. Sorry, listeners. But yeah, if that's all you're hearing on social media, like, it's gotta get you in some ways. and I don't know what it's like in that locker room right now. I don't think anybody does, and where Summerall's going to go. But I definitely know he's a strong candidate for that job. I mean, in my opinion, Jay, you're not going to want to hear this, but he's the right guy. I just think he's the right guy, the culture.
Why would I not want to hear that? I've been saying that.
I know.
He's already got the high school pipelines in the state. I mean,
I'm mainly talking to other LSU fans that want, Lane Kiffin, and that's a pipe dream, and then also Saban back. Like that's even Saban tweeted like there's no way that's going to possibly happen. So
yeah, people are going to think what they want. At the end of the day, I'll support whoever they pick because they can't pick Brian Kelly again. So,
man, you talk about a tough hire, Jason.
I mean, Brendan, I am not one to bash on my own teams when they make hires because I know they know what they're talking about. But I remember from the get-go, we did not understand that. It just made no sense. But whatever.
It's just time to move on from him,
Yeah, exactly.
It was.
I mean, clearly he's not moving on. I mean, he don't want to like.
I think there's about to be a law situation. I don't want to talk about it too much.
I think there's going to be a lot of legal stuff going on over the next couple months, but
yeah, I'm really interested to see the evidence though on both sides.
Yeah,
I am curious on both sides of how that will play out. I'm sure BK is lawyered up by now on that situation. So,
oh yeah, he already sent like official documentation to LSU saying, "Hey, I want all of my money," which to me tells me one of two things. One, he's done coaching because if he had went to another job, the difference would be what would be paid. The other thought is this guy just really wants to say a big F you to them. I mean, it's one or the other.
I think it's that.
Yeah, it could be a little bit. It could be a little bit of both.
He is a
little bit of both.
I mean, we grew up watching him, and me and David and I am most positive that he is a little prideful. Wouldn't you say, David?
Yeah, he's an asshole.
yeah, put it in layman's terms. Yeah, never was really a fan of him. Even living in Indiana, and watching him have pretty solid teams over the years.
Did you guys watch him at Cincinnati when he was there?
No, I didn't.
We were younger, so
yeah, we were pretty young. I do love my Bearcats, though.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I always
all right, Jason Kelsey over here.
I always thought he was at Notre Dame longer than he was. He was at Cincinnati 06 to 09.
I didn't realize that. I'll be honest, I didn't know that.
It always felt like he was at Notre Dame for like 20 years. It was only 11.
Was he there then when the Kelsey brothers were there?
Ooh, no, I think Travis Kelsey was after them.
Okay.
Right?
That makes more sense, honestly.
Good question.
I don't think he was. I think it was a different coach, if I remember right.
He was there for Jason Kelsey. Jason Kelsey was there from 06 to 2010.
Interesting.
So that's interesting. Travis, he was there for Travis's first year then, because didn't they have 1 year together?
Yep.
Yes. I would love to hear his take on Brian Kelly. I really would. Like either way, if it's good or bad. Like I know I'm getting the raw answer. Dude, everyone talks about him in a bad light, his former players. No one talks good about the man.
No.
Yeah. It reminds me of how Detroit players reacted about Matt Patricia. All right, nobody liked him. They did not like the guy there. They did not like the culture that he put down. Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
It's really interesting, man. And I don't know. The more I hear about the man and stuff coming out, I think it gets worse and worse for the guy. I don't think he's going to coach again. I agree with you, Jason. I could see him coaching, but just because it would be.
I don't know that he's going to coach, but there's so many openings right now. If you're Virginia Tech, and you got Brian Kelly out of the coaching cycle, I think you're so happy because they're like 8th on the list of the best jobs. So
Yeah.
he could still make an impact if he wanted to coach.
No,
He could pull a Dan Mullen, go to a group of 5 school as well.
Mm-hmm.
he
Cincinnati.
could. Yeah, he definitely could.
All right, back on track. You guys we were
Yeah.
talking about Tulane. I pulled up their schedule. Their last 3 games are Florida, Atlantic, Temple, and Charlotte. I mean, those are all 3 games that they should win. They should win
Yeah.
convincingly.
Yeah.
Especially with 2 of them being at home.
Mhm.
And then if they go into the conference championship game against South Florida, I was just looking at the AP rankings. Not that we put a lot of weight in that, but just gives it. I feel like the playoff committee always uses it to some extent. And James Madison's 24, South Florida's 25, Tulane's right on the outs, like second on the outs. So Tulane gets to the conference championship game and beats South Florida. They got to be in, right? I mean, their conference championship game is going to be a bigger game than, say, what James Madison is going to play. And so would you put a 2-loss and I'm going off the idea that ACC gets in because it's going to be hard to not see somebody get in.
Yep.
And where do you rate them if you look at James Madison's week of schedule to Tulane losing to Ole Miss and UTSA? Right?
It's just
and South Florida would be a good win.
That UTSA loss is so bad.
It's really bad.
But I agree with you. Strength of schedule wise, conference wise, they're in the way better conference than James Madison. They would have a lot more quality wins. They'd have the conference championship, which would be another quality win.
Mm-hmm.
Be tough to balance, but
I don't know. I don't know the answer on that, Jay.
That's why they get paid the big bucks to figure it out, even though they'll probably screw it up.
Yeah.
They'll screw it up.
Yeah, no, I definitely think they'll screw it up. They'll find a way. That's funny that you said that, David.
You know what's crazy about the American? No one's talking about it. ECU still alive.
Yeah.
Are they really? What?
ECU only has 1 loss in conference.
1 loss.
They have Memphis this week. That home obviously will be a tough one, but they could knock them off. And then at UTSA, at FAU, both of them definitely winnable. They could be in the conference championship game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great. I mean, he's dropping facts. He's dropping facts. No one is talking about it.
And their losses are all good.
Yeah.
NC State, BYU, and Tulane. All good losses.
Yeah.
Dang,
those are.
Yeah. This goes back to what I said a couple weeks ago. The American is going to be fun to watch down the stretch.
He did call that. He really did call that. I didn't expect them to be that competitive like this year with that many teams. That's really impressive to me that they're competing against the ACC in that type of level. Like that's shows you what the transfer portal NIL has done, in my opinion, with that. Or maybe people really don't want to go to ACC schools anymore.
So, big game this weekend.
Yes.
From that conference. And I know we're talking about this week's, but I do want to call it out because we're talking about it. Navy got South Florida at home this weekend. Navy's technically on the top in that conference right now. I mean, they are technically number 1 based on, I guess, tiebreakers.
Yeah.
And nobody's talking about them, not saying that they're going to be,
That's true. They do have
be the team, but I mean, they do. Their only losses to North Texas. So
their last 2 games are tough though. They had a really backloaded schedule.
Yeah.
Because they have that this week against USF, but then they also have Memphis in the final week.
Gotcha.
But coming off 2 straight losses.
Yeah, they could bounce back here and make it interesting.
Yeah.
Is that Army Navy game, if I'm not mistaken, that is not a conference game, right?
Correct.
It's not a conference game.
Correct. Yeah, it's not a conference game.
Okay.
Which I like to some degree. I mean, there is certain traditions in college football that need to be kept, and teams need to play each other. and it makes me really happy that Texas A&M and Texas have brought that back. Now there are some teams that I feel like, should obviously play each other, but they don't. So just every year. So I'm not really sure who that is that I'm saying, but I really do.
Oklahoma State is the number one
Yeah,
to me.
that's the one I was thinking of.
Bedlam has to
Yeah,
come back. Oklahoma State's down right now, obviously, but that was just always such a fun game. We got to have those, especially the in-state games, or like,
yeah,
Army Navy's not in-state, but it's,
I know.
branches of the military. But those types of games have to exist to keep the sport what it always has
For
been
sure.
and keep those
I agree.
rivalries alive.
Yeah, it's just good for the program, good for the game. Hoping
Those
that
are those are
does
those are
happen.
typically to me the games that you avoid when you gamble because you just
Yeah,
never know what can happen. It could be a 20-point
Exactly.
favorite and it's going to be a down to the wire game. Teams get up for those games.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. It's got to stay away from those ones. But yeah, definitely got to bring them back. Definitely agree with David.
Unless you're taking the big underdog. I mean, you always take the spread on the big dog in a rivalry
Hey,
game.
I love the dogs. Love the dogs. Love underdogs. Speaking of underdogs, BYU stepped into Lubbock, Texas this past weekend. Game day was there. Like I said, it was popping. Herb Street in the house. Had Pat in the house. Had the whole crowd going. Tortillas flying through the air. It's just absolutely electric scene going on in Lubbock, Texas. And then Kirk Herbstreit saying, if you want to see where America is right now, go to Lubbock, Texas. So what a time for the city of Lubbock, Texas. It was just really exciting. It was awesome to see the city electric, even driving to pick up my kid. I was like, oh, there's the game day truck. Texted you guys. I was like, that's pretty cool. I've honestly never seen the game day truck unless it's a picture from David because IU was there. Game day was there last year at IU, so he was like, there's the game day truck. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I just see it driving down one of the busier streets here as I was picking my kid, just middle of the city. It was a really cool moment. I was just like, oh, yeah. I was like, what's that big orange bus? And then I'm like, oh, that makes sense. ESPN College
You
Game Day.
live in
Home
the
Depot.
epicenter of college football.
Right now, yes.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah. I mean, Joey
Kinda.
McGuire and what kind of, yeah. I mean, what Joey
I-
McGuire and Cody Campbell have been able to build. I mean, yeah, you can give Cody Campbell and Texas Tech a hard time. They went out and obviously spent a lot of money in the portal, but I
That's
mean,
the name of the game, brother.
that is the name of the game right now. And
Shout
so
out oil money.
yeah, keep on pumping, baby. Keep me having a 9 to 5 there. I am in the oil and gas industry. That's why I said that. For those listening, that's my
No,
9
you
to
live in
5.
Lubbock and you're in the
Oh,
oil and gas. I would have never
wait,
thought.
what? No, never. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was really cool. I mean, obviously, I'm not a Texas Tech football fan, but for those of you who don't know anything about Lubbock, when the school does well, the city of Lubbock does well. Meaning, people spend money on tech stuff, people go to tech games. It's just good for the city, the restaurants, and obviously everything else around it. So it was really cool to see even Evie Mays get some barbecue up there that Pat was devouring. Evie Mays is probably the best barbecue ever. I said it. I've had many barbecue. It's delicious. Need to take you guys there. They have
Yeah,
free
I'd love to
beer.
go.
Free beer and a big ice cooler that just says free beer. And
What?
Sounds awesome.
yeah, Snapback Sports took a picture of it and tweeted it, and it went mini viral. I mean, it had over like 250,000 views, and people were just so like, no one gives out free beer at a restaurant. So because it's so like the line is so long that they don't want you to not not feel, like you should just leave. They want to make you stay. So they give you the free beer to stay in the line.
Right.
So that way you're not just standing there with nothing, leaving you empty handed. Man of the people, like we say. But no, it was absolutely electric. Don't mean to go off on a spiel. Tech really dominated on the defensive side of the ball. I thought they struggled offensively watching the highlights in some areas. Obviously got it going in the second half. But this is what I don't understand, Jason and David. you're up 13. There's 10 seconds to go in the second half, right? Up 13. If you kick it, you're up 3 possessions, right? 16-0. Your kicker's been lights out.
I'm
That's
sorry,
not 3
you
possessions.
said, and you also said 10 seconds left in the second half. Did you mean second quarter?
Second quarter is what I meant, not second half. Yeah,
Just making
because
sure.
I'm really tired and off of
No, you're
energy
good.
drinks and Cokes right now. But yeah, second half. I guess you're right, because 2-point conversions, it would be 2 possessions, but in my head, that's not really realistic to get 2-point conversions. So I count it as 3, but it's not. You're right, it's 2. So do you guys go for it there?
What's the situation again?
There was 10 seconds to go in the second quarter. Joey McGuire and co. Texas Tech decided to go for it, I believe, on their own. Oh, I want to say, I don't know the exact yardage, but I want to say the 8-yard line.
Their own?
BYU's.
Oh,
No,
it-
8.
on
said
BYU.
there was
BYU's 8-yard line.
3
So-
seconds left. It's
Yeah.
4th and goal at the BYU 2.
Okay, the 2. Never mind. I thought it was farther out
Oh.
on the highlight. Yeah, I would
They
have
were
went. Never
they
mind.
were up
I'm going
13
for it.
13 nothing.
Yeah,
I'm going for it.
I would have went for
I
that
would-
as well. But there was
I
just some
would've
things
kicked
that
it.
really.
They got
You
the
would've kicked
ball.
it?
They got the ball to start the third quarter. You go up 16 points going into half. You keep the momentum on your side. Obviously, it didn't matter in this game, but
Yeah,
I think it does matter that they got the ball out of the half too. They could have gotten 3 on the board, and then you
Okay.
still have another possession to increase the lead more.
Okay.
for a
Now
chance.
that
They
I know
punted,
that they
but-
were getting the ball to start the second half, I
Yeah.
agree with you. I would have kicked it. That makes sense.
Yeah, but everybody loves an aggressive coach. I don't hate it,
he is too aggressive.
Offense, baby. We love offense. We love touchdowns.
but you can say he's too aggressive, but also he knows what he's got on the defensive side of the ball.
That's true.
And when you've got what they've got on the defensive side of the ball, you
Oh,
can afford
man.
to be more aggressive.
Have you
And-
guys seen Romello Hyde and David Bailey play the edge rushers for
Dude,
Tech?
their D line is insane.
I feel like I'm watching, Dwight Freeney on both sides, and it's the same person. It's just insane. Go ahead. Jason.
BYU's defensive line looked pretty good too at the beginning.
Yeah, they were getting pressure on
They
Morton.
got a lot of pressure. But no, I was going to
Yeah.
say the other thing that matters is, I mean, every point that Tech wins by is a better thing on their resume in this game. So, I mean, that's another reason why they may have been aggressive trying to put up the points. I mean, it
Yeah.
matters,
Yeah, and analytics would say, Jason, to go for it. So I'm pretty sure that's.
Don't get me started.
I'm pretty sure that's probably what was in his ear too, of saying to go for it. But no, really impressed with Texas Tech's defense. Dare I say, David, that they could be the best in the nation?
The defense,
Yes.
I mean, Ohio State is on
Mm.
another level right now. It's hard to tell with competition.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. I don't want to discount Ohio State. Their competition hasn't been great. They look legit. Texas Tech, though, especially the front four, and
Yeah.
then Rodriguez, the linebacker, he's
Oh,
a
dude.
monster too. They've got the pieces to make it happen.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
I'm interested what you guys think about them being ranked 6th behind Bama and Georgia, because their one loss came without their starting quarterback by 4 on the road. And if we know anything about losing your starting quarterback, apparently it matters. It's the biggest thing in the world if you're Florida State in 2023. Apparently losing your quarterback means that you can no longer play the game of football. So as far as I'm concerned, they didn't even put a team on the field against Arizona State. So that loss shouldn't count, right?
It's in their favor that Morton didn't play, because I do feel like the playoff committee, it almost doesn't matter. It's almost like, oh, yep, their backup played. Clean
If it
slate.
didn't matter, they would be ranked ahead of Bama. Bama's
Yeah.
loss is the worst loss of any team in the top 10, and it's not close.
Yeah. And
SEC, baby. SEC.
I also don't think they should be ranked below Georgia.
No. I mean, Georgia's only loss is to Bama, but we're propping Bama up even though their loss is terrible. So
yeah,
it's just a whole thing, man.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
you notice that they put a couple matchups that were like head to heads right on top of each other in the rankings. There was that one. Then they also put Oklahoma and Texas, aren't they 10 and 11?
Yep, they're both right there.
So
Yeah,
BYU and Utah are right next to each other.
yeah,
They
they're
played
right
each
there.
other.
I don't.
USC, Michigan. Dang, they did this a lot. USC, Michigan.
Yeah.
USC beat Michigan, so they're one ahead of them. So head-to-head matters there, apparently. But it
Head-to-head
doesn't for
matters.
Miami, Notre Dame.
It does not.
This is the hypocrisy of this committee.
I just don't
They
get
don't-
what they think in Texas.
Dude,
Dude,
I
I
don't
don't know.
understand the Texas hype at all. I mean, I know
Their offense does not look good.
their
don't
defense
understand
is
that.
great, but they lost to Florida, guys.
I keep saying it. A 3-win team.
And they should have lost to Mississippi State.
They
Yes.
almost should have lost to Kentucky. They almost lost to Vanderbilt a couple weeks ago. Like they've just been hanging on, and suddenly
By a
they're a
thread.
top 10 team.
They're hanging high on that Oklahoma win.
Yeah,
Well, they are hanging high on that.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, as you know.
And you know
Dave.
what's crazy?
Yeah,
Even in
sorry.
that game, their offense did not look good outside
Nope.
of one possession that
No.
they scored a touchdown on.
No, I mean,
The other touchdown was a punt return.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
in the order, but I don't agree with their order of the top 6 like we talked about. But those are whatever way you want to put them, those are the 6 best teams in my opinion, without a doubt.
What is your order?
My
Let's
order?
do it.
I don't know if you want my order.
I do want to hear it. I want to hear
I
everybody's
want
order.
to hear all of our orders. For
Yeah,
the
I
top
do
6
too.
only.
IU number 1, Texas A&M number 2, Ohio State 3. I like Alabama at 4. I do like Georgia at 5 and Tech at 6. Yeah, I really do.
All right. I'm gonna go
I know
backwards.
you guys. Yeah,
So I would put Georgia at 6. I'd put Alabama
Yeah.
at 5. I would put Ohio State at 4. I'd put Texas Tech at 3. I
wow.
would put Texas A&M at 2, and I would put Indiana at 1.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, that's gonna get more Ohio State people in our comments, man.
That's
Hell
okay.
yeah.
Oh Lord.
That's okay. I mean, dude, it's just David.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I would
ahead.
go Bama at 6, Oregon at 5, A&M at 4.
Yeah.
Texas Tech at 3,
Wow.
Indiana at 2, Ohio State at 1. I think
guys are
Texas
high on
Tech being
Tech.
there's their only losses without their quarterback by 4 on the road. If that matters in some contexts and doesn't matter in others, then we have a much larger issue at play. It should matter. And Alabama's loss, like I said, I mean, Texas's loss to Florida might rival it, but
Yeah.
Alabama's loss to Florida State is the worst loss of any of these teams. Florida State is
disagree on that.
so bad.
They're bad. They are bad. They have fallen off. They've absolutely fallen off. Well, David, that takes us to the Indiana Hoosiers and the Penn State Nittany Lions. David was texting me while I was on the plane because I couldn't watch the first half. He's giving me updates. I could sense that Penn State was able to get pressure on Mendoza, and Mendoza does not do well with pressure at all. Very much likes to stay in the pocket, and then if he feels it, he'll run. But could definitely pick that up real quick. But they were moving the ball and running the ball very well in the first half. Believe the first half score was 17-7, right, David? On that?
Yep, that's correct.
and then flirting with
All fell
disaster, and it all started falling apart when I started watching it. And David, do you want to take it away on the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I can take it away. I'll talk about the first half a little bit first.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the offense kind of struggled to get going even in the first half. They really scored 10 points, and then they were gifted a fumble by Penn State on their final drive, which Indiana was able to punch in to go up 10 at half. But
yeah,
the second half was rough. Penn State started off with an interception, and we went down and kicked a field goal. You're thinking, oh, we're up 13. We're going to start to run away with this one like we do every other game.
yep,
And that just didn't happen. We struggled really, really badly with the play action in the second half on defense because we weren't expecting Grunkmeyer to throw the ball. So
yeah,
our linebackers were really, really pushing up for the run and
mhm,
then getting beat over the middle in those like intermediate passes, 10
yeah,
to 15 yards down the field. And they just kept executing. And props to Penn State. They could have rolled over and died after being down 10 and a half, back-breaking
yeah.
fumble. They
No
didn't,
coach,
no coach.
no starting
I'm sh-
quarterback.
I'm sure a lot of the stadium left. I mean, it still seemed pretty loud, but
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of people left at halftime, and they did play really well. Indiana's offense just kind of sputtered out. They weren't able to run the ball like you were saying. Mendoza just kept feeling the pressure, and he was able to break out of the
yeah.
pocket a couple times and run, but there were a couple times they just got to him too quickly. Like there was just no chance. So he took a couple sacks. He threw a really bad pick in the fourth quarter.
I was telling Jason this, and Jason kind of he throws interceptions, David, at the worst times in the game. At the worst times, he did it against Iowa. It was the same. I swear, it was the same route. It was the same route.
3 of his interceptions this year are 3 of the worst possible interceptions you could have. Yes. The decision making in those key moments is less than ideal. But that leads us to the final drive. And before we even get to the final drive, I want to talk
Yeah.
about the defensive stand the drive before. Because Penn State had the ball, Indiana was using their timeouts to try to get a punt and get the ball back. And the defense allowed a first down on the first 3 plays, the 7-yard run, then a 1-yard run, then a 4-yard run. The clock resets at 3 minutes, and we stop them 3 times in a row. A 0-yard run, a 1-yard run, and then they tried to sneak the pass
It did.
out on a little
Which I
flat
thought
route
was
to
stupid.
the tight end. If I were them, I would have tried to pick up the first down. I would have thrown another intermediate ball. Just try to pick it
I
up.
agree.
Do a little play
Be
action. Something.
aggressive.
Go win the game because
Yeah.
they have nothing left to play for. Go win the game.
No.
But they didn't. And
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that. But the defense stepping up there and getting that stop when it really mattered, when they had been struggling the entire second half, I think is just it might be more important than the ensuing drive where Mendoza leads them down the field because the defense had not been playing well. And if you don't get the ball back there, game's over.
Oh yeah.
Brendan gives up on the team, and who knows where the rest of the season goes,
Yeah, Jason, I want to fill you in on some things. I apologize to the 2025-2026 Indiana football team. My emotions got the best of me. There's some things that I said to David, aka this team is dead to me. I will go on record on the pod and say that I said that. And I ask and beg and plead for forgiveness because this team gives me so much joy in life. And so, Jason, that I'm so passionate. And when he threw the pick, I might have thrown my phone and might have just picked it up and texted David and said, I'm done. I'm done watching this. This is so bad. I knew this would happen. We've never won in Penn State.
Yeah,
ever.
but this team has never played here.
Exactly.
This team has never played here. What a quote.
So
that's right.
To fill you in, Jason, that is what happened. And I see my father-in-law just go like this. I'm like, what is he like, what is he doing that for? And so I'll go in the final drive. After Mendoza gets sacked, Mendoza completes a long pass over in the middle, and that's when my father-in-law does this. I come up to him like, "What do you?" I mean, he's not a guy that plays with me when he knows I'm upset. And he goes, "No, they're going down the field." I was like, "There's no way." I pull up my phone again, and David's texting me. He's like, "I don't know, man. I don't know." I was just watching it, kind of going like this as David would text me because I don't have anything good to say right now. I'm just like, "Don't break my heart." And what Mendoza did, you could argue that was it a Heisman home moment? Was it not? From other fans, sure. Ohio State fans hate that it happened, but to me, that was an incredible drive. And the Heisman is not the most popular player that wins it. First of all, it's the best player and the MVP of their team, and without Mendoza, that drive doesn't happen. But first of all, I want to go down. There was better catches.
I have a lot to say.
I'm
About,
going
I have
down.
a lot to say about the Heisman thing, but we can talk about the catch first.
First of all,
catches. Start
yeah,
with the one before that.
Charlie Becker, right?
That dude, Charlie Becker, man, that
Boy,
dog. 7 catches for 118 yards. He had 7 catches in his whole career coming into this game, and he steps up when Elijah Surratt is out. Man, Charlie Becker.
Not only that, but Brendan, you were talking about Mendoza not being able to handle pressure. They did not just sit back and let him throw the ball. They brought pressure during that whole drive, and he took
every play.
And he did not let it get the best of him. I liked it.
And he kept getting up. That's what thing about Mendoza. When he falls down, he's just like, "Nope, I'm ready."
I will say that play right before the touchdown, though.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been a pick. That could have been.
Should have been. Probably should have been.
Should have been.
Yeah, it fell right in the Penn State's hands and just fell to the ground.
He was just not. The guy wasn't in the right spot. It just landed in no man's land.
He kind of slipped when he went for it.
Let's talk about the second catch.
Talk about the final catch and
Cooper's catch.
Omar, unreal catch.
Unreal.
I think
but
that
Becker,
the moments leading up to that catch are even more underrated or under talked about in what Fernando Mendoza actually did on this drive. Because the Omar Cooper catch, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, that's just luck. Like the skill of him getting his foot down is skill.
And pushing his other foot up.
And somehow not putting that toe down. But Mendoza gets 2 guys right in his face. He just lobs a ball up there. Like he's just throwing a prayer. It's 3rd and goal. He's just trying to make something happen.
Yeah.
The fact that it was perfect and Omar's able to contort his body in that way, just it is a top 1 moment in Indiana sports history. And that's saying a lot considering the basketball history that we have. But the meaning of that catch is unbelievable.
What about Penix's dive out for the conversion and Penn State?
No fans. It was COVID.
Yeah.
No fans. And we actually lost that game. People forget this. This is another Penn State game thing. We lost that game. They scored. We let them score. If they had just gone down, game over. Clock would have ran out. We let them score. So I count that as a loss personally.
We won that game.
You won that game. What are you talking about?
We won. But if Penn State,
I know what you're saying.
Had just,
if the guy had just
got the ball and dropped down instead of going and scoring,
but it doesn't matter. They won.
I'm just saying. Penix, yes, that's a big one. But there were no fans in the stadium, which kind of
that's
holds
fair.
it back.
David, people are arguing now about the national championship game winner for basketball and the Omar Cooper catch. They're arguing it. Obviously, I feel like the national championship game winner.
1987.
Yeah, it's obviously bigger in my opinion because the weight. It's a national championship, but also the fact it's top 3 for sure.
The weight of losing every game ever at Penn State and then having a top 3 team in the country and being
national
able to pull off
championship
that drive after your quarterback plays like shit for an entire half and can't handle pressure. I'd say this one's pretty big.
I'm not discounting it, but it's a national championship, a banner.
Yeah, but
he misses that shot.
Was the game tied? Was the game tied?
No.
No, was it?
Oh, it
tied?
was tied.
Keith
Yeah,
Smart?
it was tied. It was tied. It was
Right.
tied. You're right.
So if he misses it, what do we
Yeah.
do?
No,
We go
you're
to
right.
overtime and
I
we win
thought
it in
you said it
overtime.
wasn't. Yeah. It's a solid. It's a solid point. It's a solid
But
point.
thoughts on the catch? Thoughts on the catch?
I mean, it was just wild. It's just absolutely wild.
It's an awesome catch. Brendan had said it was better than the Odell catch. I would not go that far, personally.
I wouldn't go that
because-
far either. I
No,
think the
they're
Odell catch,
different.
like
I think
they are different, and one is an NFL player, a
Yeah.
top 5 wide receiver of that generation versus
For sure.
the number 2 guy on an Indiana team.
Yeah.
plus the weight of this catch was
Correct.
more, and it was
Right.
more high pressure. The other one was just a deep ball that was even a PI. But the catch, I think I'm with y'all. When I was watching it live, the thing I could not understand, just physics wise, how did his other foot not go to the ground? How did it not touch
Dude,
the ground?
That's
It
just not how
floated.
Everyone's
that's
talking
not how
about. I
gravity
don't
works,
know.
man. It makes
Yeah.
no sense.
No.
Well, that's why I thought he was out of
We
bounds.
need-
I
we
almost
need
texted you. Was
Mr.
like,
We need Mr. Newton to explain the laws of gravity.
We do. We need to bring him back just for this play.
1-800 Mr.
Dude,
Newton.
his mind could not comprehend that football play. His mind could
No.
not comprehend football.
Football.
That's funny.
I'm just imagining it. Oh, but let's be real. Hold up. When was he alive? I feel like in general, with
Oh, it had to
historic
be like-
figures like
I'm gonna
that,
say 1700.
we never.
No, I
it
think it
always
was
feels
16.
like they lit. Ooh, you're both right. 1643 to 1727. Okay.
Man, he
Because
lived a long
it's
time.
like it's like one of those
Back
guys.
then.
84. But it's one of those things where remember, like Picasso. It feels like Picasso lived in like
Yeah,
1700.
Picasso's a wild one, dude. He
was like in the
just died like
1900s.
yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. It was like the 70s or something, but yeah, he was way recent.
I mean,
Wild catch, though.
Albert Einstein died in 1955.
Yeah. Seems like he could have been
R.I.P. Albert.
1,000 years ago. R.I.P.
It feels like him and Isaac Newton were just like battling, like they were
Right.
going back and forth trying to win the
The two
Nobel.
top
every year.
minds of the
Yeah.
1600s.
His hairstyle would give us that thought, right?
Right.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, back on track here. Let's head over to Missouri,
No,
Texas.
hold on.
No.
No,
Okay.
we got to circle back to the Heisman thing.
Circle back to the Heisman thing.
Bring it up.
Fernando Mendoza should not be your Heisman favorite right now.
I don't disagree.
He has
don't.
thrown multiple
this today.
back-breaking picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about Heisman moment, him taking them down the field, that was great, but his
Yeah,
play led
but
them
let's-
up to that. So
Yeah.
I think a guy like Julian saying, as much as we want to discount Ohio State's schedule, he's putting up insane stats that for the number one
Yeah.
team in the country, that has to matter. And one play cannot be a Heisman moment. A Heisman
I
is
agree.
built over the course of a season, and it
Yeah.
should not be voted on based on the emotions of one moment. I don't think.
No.
I remember Joe Burrows started with the Texas win. The year
Yeah.
that when they beat that Texas team, that was the game where everybody was like, okay, this team might be legit. And then
Yeah.
I remember just every week after week, it just built. So I
Mhm.
see what-
Joe Burrow's a good example, though. Like, they didn't really have
Yeah.
that many close games that year, right? Bama
Mm,
was close.
I mean, they won most of their games by double digits, but the Bama game
Yeah.
was back in like we got
Right.
I think we got an early lead, but it was back and forth for the most part, just offense
Yeah.
on offense. The amount
Right,
of
so
NFL talent on those teams.
He
is just
threw
insane.
It was
for like
insane.
7,000 yards. Not quite, but like 5,600 or something like that. That includes the
Arguably
playoff.
one of the best
would
college
guess.
football teams of all time.
Well, like, if he never had a close game, just because he didn't have a Heisman moment to lead him down the field on a game-winning drive does not mean he shouldn't have won the Heisman, is my
fair.
argument here.
Yeah. No, I mean that's a solid take.
Would I love for Fernando Mendoza to
Oh,
win
yeah.
the Heisman? Yes,
Yeah.
but
I know what you mean.
I don't
60
even think he should be like a
touchdowns.
top 5 guy right now.
Man,
So
Our
overall,
team
he
is
had
so much more than him.
5,600 yards,
Got a good
60
team.
touchdowns, and 6 interceptions
Dude, that's insane.
in 15 games.
And we're saying
Wow.
based on
With a
the
completion
emotional
percentage
argument,
with a 76% completion
that's
percent.
more than 3 out of every 4 passes he threw were just caught.
That's wild.
I mean, it does help that
That's absolutely crazy.
he had 2 of the
Oh, it
best.
helps.
But,
Correct.
Yeah.
but at the
That's
same
part of it,
time,
though.
I mean, if the build from the year before that he only had 16 touchdowns and 2,800 yards is just absolutely crazy.
Well, I think what
Yeah.
you just said there is with him having the 2 best wide receivers. I think that's a good parallel to Julian saying this year. He's got 2 of the best receivers in football, and people are trying to discount his stats because of that, but it's just part of the game. He has 2 really good wide receivers, the same way that Joe Burrow did. He's still
Dude,
making the throws that are there,
Jeremiah
and I think
Smith
you have
is
to
like a
credit him for that.
freaking nature.
Is he a true sophomore? He is.
Yes.
True sophomore.
Dude,
Can't
he's
even go
completing
pro.
81% of his passes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
You got to take your hat off to what Ohio State's doing. I mean, as much as us Indiana fans want to say that, this and that, and we can argue about strength schedules and all this, what Ohio State's doing, and I've said this in the comments, I respect it. I don't disrespect Ohio State.
It also helps that they have Patricia as their defensive coordinator, was not
Who's
a good head coach, but his
yeah,
mind as a defensive coordinator is just unreal. I mean, I remember
he should be in the NFL. He should be in the NFL.
And they're going to sit there and produce NFL talent year after
Oh,
year
yeah.
if he stays there.
I mean, if he enjoys it, I could see him staying, and which I'm scared of as an Indiana fan.
Their OC is probably going to get a head coaching job at the end of the year, right? That would be the assumption. What is up with
Brian Hartline's
college
their
football?
OC, and he's a candidate for Penn State.
Yeah.
I feel like college football in general, coordinators don't get as much hype to get those head coaching jobs at the higher ups. Like, if I'm the OC at Ohio State, why am I not hearing his name across the board at multiple schools? It feels like it's all about the head coach from this name or that name. It's just big names rather than the guys who are up and coming. And I wish there was more of that.
It's almost like now universities hire they hire the coach, but it's more like their brand. Like, Franklin has a brand, like that he's been a coach, been able to, take Penn State to the semifinals, like been able to, go to these multiple 10, 11 double-digit win seasons. Like, he has that brand and stature. And then do you take a risk of hiring an OC with no head coaching experience now with all this coaching carousel going on and, laying bigger checks on coaches? Like, do you do that or do you just go after a brand name? Like, I don't know the answer to that. I think you should take a risk, but depends on who it is.
So would you prefer, if we were all giving our thoughts, if you were
Yeah.
coming down to hire a head coach at one of the top schools in the Power 4 right now, would you rather grab one of the top 5 in the nation coordinators, or would that have never been a head coach, or would you pick a group of 5 head coach that is went 9-3 but has a good potential to be a head coach in the Power 4?
I would take
Which
a
one
group
would
of
you
5
choose?
head coach. I would.
So I
If he
feel
is-
like history is against that
I know.
theory.
I know.
I would take a coordinator 10 times out of 10.
I would as
no
well.
doubt about it. Because I think a lot of the issue with group of 5 coaches is there are certain programs in the group of 5 who are consistently good because they have the buy-in of their university and their athletic director. Take a school like Memphis, for example. They're always
Yeah.
good no matter who their head coach is because they are one of the power players in the American and they buy into their football program.
Hmm.
So then you take a guy from there and you put him into, let's say their coach goes to, I don't know, Arkansas. Arkansas, they have a lot of money, so it's not a
Yeah, they got that
perfect
Walmart
example.
money.
But
Neighboring
a
states.
mid-tier SEC team close
Yeah.
by, and they hire him just based off the success. What he hasn't proven that he's able to build a program that is currently struggling and turn it around. He just took over for, I mean, he probably took over for Norvell, right? The current Memphis
Yeah.
guy? Probably. I don't know. But
Yeah.
he took over from another successful coach and just kept the
Yeah.
train rolling instead of actually building something up. So I would rather have a coordinator, maybe even one who's been part of a rebuilding program. So like maybe not Ohio State's guy, but a guy from Indiana. That could
Yeah.
work, I think, is taking a guy who has seen a proven winner do things the right way and build up a program, and they're able to implement that in their own way at their new school.
Yeah.
So I'm with you, Jason.
It's
Solid
definitely
take,
a
guys.
topic.
Solid take.
Definitely a fun topic.
I do want to talk about A&M real quick. A&M went into Missouri before we wrap up. A&M struggled in the first half. Not much scoring. Obviously, they were still up, but at halftime. But the offense on both sides really started to come alive after A&M was up 14-0. Guess how many points was scored in that second half in that game? And this is an SEC game.
41.
I was going to say 42.
41.
Oh, you were right.
I
Yeah.
was just looking at the box.
Oh, man, I was trying to have some fun with the guessing game.
41 points. That's just absolutely wild. I feel like A&M is really solid all the way around, from special teams to offense. You have Marcel Reed, dual threat quarterback, can run, throw, do his thing. You have EJ Williams in the back in the running back position, former Emmett Smith, or EJ Smith. I don't know what I said.
Say.
Yeah,
EJ
You were about to
Williams.
say it.
Not
You were
EJ.
about to say
EJ
something
Smith.
interesting.
My brain is fried. But yeah, EJ Williams, and then you have
Nope,
Mario.
still not Williams.
EJ Smith, and then you have Mario Craver and Casey Concepcion and what they're doing, and then they have their front offensive linemen that are just absolutely huge. Then you go to the defense side of the ball, and A&M and Elko just has that defense rolling on the same. To me, I don't want to play A&M at all as an Indiana fan. They just look really stout and solid all the way around. Obviously, David has a take on that.
David doesn't
I
care.
mean,
who
I
you
don't
play.
necessarily have a take on that, but if you're an Indiana fan and you're playing Texas A&M, that means you're in the national semifinal.
True.
I'll take that.
Yeah. That's a solid
This game
take.
was interesting, though. It
Yeah.
was, like you said, it was close in the first half, and then Mizzou was trying to drive down with like less than a minute left, and they got strip sacked, and Texas A&M takes that down to the 2 and then punches it in right before the half. So kind of similar to what Indiana did at Penn State. But then Texas A&M took that momentum, and they just ran right through Missouri in the second half, and
Which
they
Indiana
ended up
should have done.
stretching it out. Yeah, that would have been great, but they ended up stretching it out. The Missouri quarterback, they got this freshman in there because Prebula is out for the year.
Yeah,
and
that was oh my god, that injury, dude.
Bad injury.
Bro, bad.
Yeah.
In a
This
play that
guy-
they should have never even went for.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this guy struggled.
Alright.
So, I mean, you could say that's Texas A&M's defense. You could also just say, freshman quarterback in his first start, not the best spot to
SEC
be in.
play. Yeah. A lot of nerves rolling. I mean, it's just wild.
He did almost lead them down to beat Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
At the end.
Almost.
This close.
It is amazing to me how many different running backs A&M uses. Like, it's just crazy to me.
Brenda, did I hear right that they had that one of their best players has been hurt and now he's coming back and
on
I
A&M's?
don't. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard one of their best skill position players that
It could be.
I think Le'Veon?
I
Is he
don't
coming back?
know.
Le'Veon Moss?
Oh no, it's Le'Veon Moss. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no.
He was a starter coming into the year. He was a beast
I
last
didn't
year.
think about that. I thought it was
Yeah.
season ending.
It might. I mean, I'm not sure.
I
Could
thought
be.
he was done.
I'm looking.
I know. Please look that up. Because if he is coming back, that changes that whole team.
There was an article from Saturday saying, "Will Texas A&M running back Le'Veon Moss play today?" The answer was
Here we
no,
go.
Right.
but it seems like that means he's at least questionable.
Are they just resting him for the playoff?
I don't think they're
Yeah,
resting him. I think he's actually injured. But
Yeah. No.
The expectation is that they're not providing an update, but the expectation is that he will return against Samford or the regular season final
Interesting.
against
Samford,
Texas.
that's a good one.
So they're maybe
Awesome
just
play Samford in the last 3 weeks.
holding
Must be
them
nice.
for the.
You know, they just want to adopt the SEC scheduling. That's what Indiana wants to do. You know, just play one of the. Yeah.
A&M is an interesting.
You guys got
team.
Purdue last game.
Yeah, it's basically like
mean,
Samford.
You got Purdue in Wisconsin.
It's like Old Dominion.
Yeah. A&M's last 2 games, LSU, they were barely leading. No, they were down at halftime, right?
Yeah.
And then Mizzou, they struggled in the first half as well. The week before that, or the week before LSU, they had played at Arkansas and they barely won.
Yeah, I want to talk about that for a little bit before we end. You know, all these Ohio State fans saying, well, y'all barely got away from a 3-win Penn State team. How about let's talk about A&M barely squeaking by a 2-win Arkansas team with the same issue here. You know, not very good, and they almost beat A&M. You know, last time I checked, I just want to fact check. It doesn't matter how much you win by. A win is a win, first and foremost. So that's all I got to say. But yeah, let's talk about that. You know, A&M barely winning against a 2-win Arkansas team, and no one wants to talk about that, David, on the SEC network and ESPN and all these different. No, let's talk about Indiana, how much they're struggling. But let's not talk about the SEC and who they're playing against and who they struggle against. Let's not do that. Can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. You're fighting a losing battle here.
I know. I just got to get off.
I already told him I thought.
I know.
The beauty of college football, college sports, all sports, is even when you don't play your best game, do you have the championship DNA to pull out a win?
Yeah,
and I think Texas A&M has that. I'm not trying to say Texas A&M struggling against bad team or mediocre.
I'm not saying that.
Is a bad thing.
Yeah.
No, you were saying that, and I do agree with you, but I'm trying to have a takeoff right now.
Okay.
I think that them struggling against bad teams, especially on the road, is good for them. I think it hardens them. It makes them more prepared in those moments when they do have them down the stretch. I'm not saying Ohio State, when they get in a tough game in the playoff or in the Big Ten championship game, isn't going to be able to rise to the occasion just because they haven't been in a close game. But I think having that scar tissue of being in these moments and being able to pull it out allows you to remember those moments and apply them in future games. And so I think it's a good thing. And I think there are teams that trip up every year who we crown the best team in the country or one of the best teams in the country. Look at Miami earlier this year. Everybody was saying it's Ohio State, it's Miami, and then it's the field. Miami's the second best team. It's not even close. Miami gets in a close game against Louisville on a Friday night, and Carson Beck 4 picks, and they lose. That right there is proof that some teams have championship DNA and are able to pull it out in the big moments, and other teams with guys like Carson Beck are not able to. And he's shown that his whole career.
Ooh,
But I think that these types of wins are good, and it's part of sports. This is what makes sports so great: is teams being able to pull off these types of victories.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd rather have my team face adversity during the regular season and be able to have those close wins and be able to go to the locker room after and say, "You see what we just did there? That just goes to show whenever we get to those big games, when we have these same kind of moments, we know we can compete in them." Rather than having my team just destroy everybody and never have that moment of adversity, because I feel like that people pay attention to those kind of things. I don't know how many times I've seen the talking heads on TV say something about, "Oh, well, I haven't seen them be faced with adversity all year. This is going to be their first true test, blah, blah, blah." Well, now you can say this team went into Happy Valley, won.
Yeah.
They went to Oregon and won. Those are tough matchups. Those aren't easy wins. I mean, we haven't Ohio State, right? We were talking about them. We talk about their schedule, but I mean, they had a lackluster week 1. Julian Sainz, first game as a starter, but they came out on top. They won the game. They have that to build off of for the whole season. So I'd rather see my team do that. It's like Brendan, like I was telling you. I don't. You have to remember your team. Indiana historically just does not have the brand exposure in football for people to be able to say, like they do with Notre Dame, "Oh, they're going to be there no matter how many losses they have." You guys lose one game, they're going to say, "Oh, drop them to 20." But luckily you have a coach that has mental toughness, who's going to have them ready, who's going to have them on focus, that even if they lose next week to Wisconsin, he's going to have them ready for the playoff, and that's all that matters.
I agree. We're not going to lose to Wisconsin now. I know what you mean, though.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
One final point on this for all the Ohio State fans out there, and Brendan, you can clip this. Ohio State last year had 2 games in the regular season come down to the wire. And you know what they did in those games? They lost both of them. They lost at Oregon, and they lost at home to Michigan. You know what they did after that? They took those moments, and losses, wins, we're talking about slightly different things here, but they took those moments where they didn't come up in the clutch, and they were able to improve off of those, and then they just ran through the playoff.
Yep.
Those games matter.
Yeah. No, I agree with both of your guys' points. They were very solid. Very solid. Just gets me excited for the playoffs. It's why we play them. Like, it's why we have it now. Like, it's exciting to me for college football to have that. I don't want them to expand it more because I feel like it's fine where it's at. Oh, David thinks they should expand it more. Okay.
No, they shouldn't, but they're going to.
What do you think they expanded to? 16 or 24?
I think they've most recently talked about 14.
Huh.
I'd like to see how you build that
There would
bracket.
just be two buys. It's the same as the NFL bracket, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see.
Like the 2 best teams get buys?
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean,
all that does is open it up to 2 more.
That's
teams.
the
Like
point.
your teams this year would be like Utah.
Yeah.
They would be
Utah, I think, is the most mediocre team of all time.
You know what's wild to me?
Vanderbilt or something.
Right now it would be Oklahoma and BYU.
Oh well, yeah. I guess I was looking at 13 and 14 on.
Come on, David.
It's like what they
John
want to
Matino.
I wasn't thinking about the bracketing principles.
It's like what they want to do at March Madness. They want to expand March Madness. I'm not for expanding March Madness. Don't mean to go on a loop. But if the field of 68 gets expanded, that means the field of 68, YouTube channel and sports channel, they need to change their name.
Dude, they're gonna have to go through a whole rebrand.
That's a whole rebrand, dude.
They tied their name to the number of teams in the tournament, knowing that it was going to eventually expand.
Good luck to that. That's rough, man. That's gonna be a whole thing.
But my annoyance with actually, we'll save that for the next time. We'll save it.
What I was gonna say though is that we're gonna do our college basketball show on Thursdays. And we'll be doing it live starting next week. So make sure you tune into that. Going live on YouTube. And then we'll do our watch alongs on Tuesday and Wednesday next week. Forget who the watch alongs are with, but we will be there.
Definitely some basketball teams, that's for sure.
Yeah.
One of them's
That
Legends Classic night.
One of
What's
them's
that?
Kansas, right?
I think it's Illinois and
Yeah,
Bama.
Champions Classic. Well,
Yeah.
that's the next night, I think. But
Okay.
Tuesday, I think, is Kansas
Hold on.
and
I think it's in our.
Michigan, Duke, Kentucky.
Kentucky. One of those.
One of
One
those
blue
three.
lists.
That's the teams in the Champions Classic.
Hold on, I got you.
Okay.
All right,
Jay's
so
got it.
Tuesday is Kansas and Duke.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Wednesday is
so fun.
Bama, Illinois.
So those should be a couple good games, obviously. Join us along. We'll be watching. Would love to hear people's takes. Feel free to join in, say hi. Come join us and watch some basketball. So really looking forward to that and doing our live shows and getting to know the people, because we are for the people. The people are for us. Man, what a week in college football, guys. Gets me so excited for the playoff and going more into it. Man, excited. I'm just excited, man. It's a great time of the year. You get college basketball and college football, like bam, 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 and then you get the action mixed in the middle of the week. It's like
the best thing about this time of year is every night either the NHL is on, college basketball is on, college football is on, the NFL is on. Like, we get everything. There's not going to be a night where you're wondering, what am I going to watch? There's something to watch.
It's a full damn buffet.
TV.
Unless you're what?
Unless you have YouTube TV.
Piracy is king. I didn't say that.
Then you can't watch anything.
Anyway, let's solve that YouTube TV dispute, guys, please, because I have Sunday Ticket and I can't cancel the YouTube TV because I have Sunday Ticket. It's the issue that I'm in. I'm fully committed to YouTube TV. Let's figure this out. David, we've talked about this. This is terrible for sports. Terrible. Absolutely disgusting. I'm with Pat McAfee and the boys. And Big Cat at Barstool Sports. Let's just figure this out. Can we just figure this out? Can we, have something come together for the love of sports and the people? No, we're about dollars. Let's be for the people for one time, for the country. Do it for the one time. That's all I got. As always, though, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go see our previous episodes. Mitchell Page episode just dropped on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please listen to it. It was absolutely fun having him on. Shout out Mitchell Page, former Indiana Hoosier wide receiver. It's absolutely fun having him on the podcast. And as always, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace.